Shahed 150 is a modular Iranian made drone. It is reverse engineered from a earlier German prototype. Even the engines are reverse engineered. It is very smart and efficient drone. It is usually used in small numbers. It is usually used in saturation attack, high numbers, and using swarm tactics. It is low cost and high efficiency makes it lethal for the enemy air defense, and it becomes a nightmare for the enemy logistics also. In the recent war with US and Iran, the Iran Shahed 131 drone has played a significant role. It actually destroyed a US made AN AP 132 APS 132 Block 5 early warning radar, which provides ballistic missile feeds to US CENTCOM department, and it is basically an early warning radar used against ballistic missiles. So US placed US placed this radar here. This is not the actual radar, but I am showing this as the radar, and this is in the Al Udeid base of the Bahrain, Qatar. This is the Al Udeid base of the Qatar, and here that famous radar is being placed, and the range of this radar is 5,000 kilometer. The entire thing in which this Shahid drone depends is its low cost. Its crop delta design, which gives it a high vortex lift, is the game changer. It is made of the carbon fiber and wrapping fiberglass mesh into honeycomb structure, which makes it lightweight and efficient also. So it gives it a maximum amount of strength with minimum lift weight, and the spring vortex spring eases the air for the extra lift, and smooth airflow comes from the back to the front, and the drone is able to lift more and engage more vertically, and the smooth airflow is tight towards the front, which creates a vortex like physics, and the drone impacts maximum from its front where the payload is usually kept. Why Iran built such type of drones in a modern evolving threat of war where the enemy is using layered air defense and another type of anti-drone tactics, because this drone can be jammed also. It depends on the GLONASS system of Russia, and its modules can also get jammed easily, and its maximum speed is also 180 km per hour. But the main approach for the Iranian engineers were to make a low cost, low flying or high flying drone which is reliable also, and they can also mass produce this in numbers. Imagine and let's not imagine, because this happened in real. When the This is the photo of Al Udeid base in which the AN-APS 132 radar was destroyed of the US Navy, and this is the radar picture you can see actually. Okay, I should close this. Okay, let's return to the Google Earth. Let's understand the core philosophy behind this drone. US can use its highly advanced Patriot interceptors, US can use THAAD systems, US can also use its close-in weapon system like CRAM, which is counter rocket artillery and mortar, and its sea based CRAM systems also. But the main thing comes from the low cost of the Shahid drone. The Shahid drone cost only $20,000, and the $20,000 drone destroyed US radar, which costed around 1.1 billion. Do you know what is the amount of 1.1 billion? It is approximately 10,000 crores in Indian rupees. And now the Indian rupee has fallen low against the US money, so we can also count that it is it can go further high in Indian rupees terms. But the main reason comes, the Shahed drone is basically used for its efficiency, for its low cost, low maintenance, and saturation attack capability, and also the philosophy that Iranians can mass produce this drone and they have mastered the technology to mass produce this Shahed drone. Patriot interceptor batteries, THAAD batteries, even the CRAM shells are costly and they take times to manufacture if we are specifically talking about the Patriot interceptors. And in the layering of the air defense network, I genuinely personally cannot see a layered approach by US Air Force. They should follow a layered approach like India IACCS follows, like integrated air command system of Indian Air Force follows a layered approach, though it is not perfect for long range ballistic threats, but still it is good for anti drone system and for neutralizing cruise missile, low flying missiles, and some sort of slow ballistic missiles also, like we have seen in Pakistan case. And Sam has neutralized the Fateh 2 rockets of Pakistan. So, okay, let's return to the main topic. So, the cost alignment of this drone is also less, and it uses certain amount of algorithms. It uses the GLONASS system, and it uses Jetson Nano type processors for parallel processing and to calculate the amount of lift it needs and the amount of fins it should tilt for getting that amount of speed or to getting that amount of height. The distance, the measurement are already recorded into the system of this drone, and the optical device just scans for the number of arrays and determines that the position comes, and this sends that feed to the first convolutional neural network layer, and the processing happens there. This was the case of Shahed 131 drone. Now let's talk about Indian count Indian counterpart, which is this Sheshnag 150 drone. Now let's discuss about what is Sheshnag drone. Sheshnag 150 swarm drone was launched at World Defense Show in Riyadh in Abu Dhabi, and it signals that Indian government is now thinking way beyond battlefield systems. It was developed by New Space Research and Technologies. It is a key emerging defense contractor of the India, and it is a loitering munition capable of striking targets over 1000 kilometers away. Okay, if we are talking about Shahid drone has a range of 2000 kilometers and it can carry up to 40 kilograms of warhead. While the system sits somewhere between short range drones and expensive stand-off cruise missile, the swarm drone system offers deeper penetration and longer endurance and can carry a 25 to 40 kilogram warhead with sufficient destructive capacity to neutralize high value fixed targets. It is built for distance and designed for precision. This is a very important line. It is built for the distance and designed for precision. The drone is fairly compact and has a rather simple configuration. The design provides sufficient internal fuel storage and stable cruising with extreme maneuverability. And most probably, I think its engine should be two piston four stroke engine, and it should use a combination of aviation jet fuel with octane. And I cannot comment what kind of fuel it is using, but it should be a petrol engine and use some combination, a good combination for long range endurances. And it provides an endurance to 5 hours as compared to Shahid drone. It has an endurance of 9 to 10 hours. So for using in neighboring countries, this drone is very much nice, and it has a swarm logic and collaborative attack. Mostly you sees that Shahid drone is used in some numbers by the Iranians, by the Iranian Air Force, but the Sheshnag 150 is not operate as a lone projectile. Instead, it forms The company calls a collaborative attack ecosystem. These swarm drones can perform different functions. Some might act as decoys to extend enemy radar emission, other might gather intelligence or jam communication. The strike elements then exploit the exposed weakness and vulnerabilities. It can also be fused with other type of category of drones like surveillance drone, like uh, other type of drones, and can be used against enemy, and there will be a separate strike package in the swarm drones itself, and it will perform the strike. Some can act as decoys for the enemy air defense, and whenever the batteries fire any kind of missile, the posture of defense, enemy air defense, gets clearer in the Sheshnag 150 ecosystem drones, and the strike package can strike itself to the battery's location. And the model is much more than attrition based drone use. It is about network adaptive engagement. In contested environments where electronic warfare and jamming are predominant, the ability to dynamically read task access mid flight could prove decisive. And where does this Sheshnag 150 fits in India's strike matrix? A very good question asked by the author. 1000 km reach of the drone system enables engagement with command center, air defense nodes, ammunition depots, and airfields without exposing manned aircraft to risk. Its closest international parallels are long range loitering platforms intended for strategic suppression roles. And no procurement contracts has been disclosed as yet, but I think Indian Army and Indian Air Force GSQR is already planning for this drone user evaluation trials, and the program is funded privately and will meet the requirement of the Indian Armed Force. I wish the requirements met with the time, because I know the GSQR general staff qualitative requirement get gets brutal day by day, but let's hope for the good. And if talking about the specifically about the Sheshnag 150, it is a smarter drone, and main feature, it will give the AI powered strike capability and collaborative approach. The swarm approach is the main core heart of this drone, and coordination, redistributing task to each one, and to use the visual navigation is a good technique out there. So this was up to this video. Thank you for watching this.